Hello viewers, welcome to Alphos. Today we are going to discuss about a verb pattern. Okay, see here, verb pattern in the sense a sentence construction is nothing but a verb pattern. Here, lots of verb patterns are there, but for second year syllabus concern, there are only few verb patterns are there. Generally, this could be the sentence structure: subject, verb, object. So here, according to this, whenever a verb that will not have any object, that is called a intransitive verb. Whenever verb contains a object, it is a transitive verb. So that let us discuss right now about a intransitive verb. In the place of object, there may be any other expression. Any other expression in the sense there may be an adverb or an adjective. See, according to this, let us discuss about, let me give you some of the examples about this. See, I teach, okay, Rama looks handsome. Here, Rama seems to be subject, looks is a verb, and handsome is a, it cannot be like an object, it can be adjective. He sings sweetly. So that he subject, sings verb, sweetly is cannot be an object. It's works like a adverb. In this way, verb which will not have any object, that is called intransitive verb. Okay. The next one is a subject, transitive verb, and object. See here, this can be called as a perfect sentence construction. See here, let me take up the same examples. Rama loves Sita. Rama subject, loves verb, and Sita can be an object. He sings songs. Here, he works like a subject, sings can be verb, and songs can be object. Here, how to identify that there is a sentence, it contains an object or not? In order to know this, generally it's a simple technique to, by combining subject and verb when we raise the question, if there is an answer comes, that could be an object. Otherwise, that can be adverb or adjective. See here, for example, Rama loves whom? The answer will be automatically Sita. So it's an object. He sings what? Songs. So it is an object. This is the way. This is called SV, subject and verb. And this is called SVO, means subject, transitive verb, and object. Now, let's go for double object. That means till now we discussed about a subject verb and intransitive verb and transitive verb object, and right now let us discuss about a subject verb and a double object. When a sentence contains two objects, in the sense one can be indirect object and the other one can be direct object. So indirect object indicates what and direct object indicates what? In the sense, indirect object indicates persons, direct object indicates other than persons. Okay, now let us discuss about this. See here, he teaches us English. Here see, he subject, teaches verb, as is a person, that's why it can be called as a indirect object, and a direct object other than person, that's why it is called a direct object. For example, one more. Rama sent Sita a ring. Rama, subject, sent verb. Sita is a person, so indirect object. A ring, other than subject, can be called as a thing, that's why it is direct object. Likewise, let us discuss one more. Here is a small difference. Whenever indirect object takes place in a sentence, in between indirect and direct object, there is no space for any preposition. But here, the same. Whenever direct object comes first, in between direct and indirect object, there must be a preposition. Preposition takes place automatically. See, let me take up the same examples without any change, but direct object first, indirect object next. See, he teaches English to us. So he subject, teaches verb, English, other than person, that's why it is a direct object. When direct object came first, to link up direct and indirect object, there is a scope for happening of a two subject when preposition like that. The other one, Rama sent a ring to Sita. So here, a ring is a thing, that's why it is a direct object. When it came first, in between that and indirect object, there is a space for two preposition. They bought books for us, for example. That means preposition in the sense generally we take a to or for. So they subject, bought verb, books object, direct object other than things, that's why, and a preposition for and as is a indirect object. In this way, this comes. So SVOO means the subjective verb, direct object and indirect object. Listen carefully. Whenever indirect object comes first, in between indirect and direct object, there is no space for preposition. Whenever direct object comes first, in between direct and indirect object, there must be a place for preposition that can be to or for. It's a slight difference, that's what we have to observe. So that till now we completed the discussion of subject, intransitive verb, subjective verb and subjective transitive verb and object, subjective verb, transitive verb and double object. In this way we completed. And now let's discuss about complements. Subject complement, object complement and a complement of the verb. Let us discuss now. Subject, linking verb is not called, it can be called as a B forms. Let me tell you simply, B forms are 5. Am, is, are, was and were. If I say B forms, most of Some of the students may not understand. That's why let me tell you in detail that B forms, so linking verbs in the sense B forms, they are called am, is, are, was, were. Next, subject complement. Complement of the subject means saying something more about the subject is called a subject complement. See here, I am a lecturer. Here I subject, am is a linking verb B form, and a lecturer means it is indicating about the status of the subject. That's why it can be called as a subject complement. You are a student. That means R is the B form, you subject, and it is a student means it is telling about the subject, status of the subject. That's why it can be called as a subject complement. Otherwise, let me tell you, he is rich, they were poor. Likewise, Babu was the CM, for example, it's the past tense. This is called as a subject complement. Now let me tell you about the complement of the verb. Subject linking of the same am, is, are, was, were, they are called B forms, and complement of the verb. Complement of the verb in the sense as it is the same as what we did in the subject complement. We explained more about the subject. Here we explain more about the verb. That's called a complement of the verb. See, for example, the book is on the table. The book is, where the book is, it is on the table, means it is explaining about the verb. That's why it is called complement of the verb. The bird was in the cage. Where the bird was, it was in the cage previously. That's why it is called complement of the verb. In this way, this is called a complement of the verb. And next one is called a object complement. Let us discuss. Whenever we go for object complement, we never need these linking verbs called B forms, am, is, are, was, were, because their text plays clearly about the object. See, subject, verb, object, and telling about the object is called object complement. See, subject, verb, object, and object complement. They elected him leader. They elected him leader, or their leader we can say simply. So they subject, elected verb, him object, what means as a leader. They elected him a leader. For example, the judge declared them criminals. The judge has declared the verdict that they are criminals. In this way, we say about the object is called object complement. And the next one is simple possessive verbs we have to discuss. Means in this sector we completed subject to intransitive verb, subject to transitive verb and object, subject to a transitive verb and a direct object, indirect object, and indirect object, direct object. Other than that, we discussed about a subject verb and subject linking verb and a complement of the subject, and a subject linking verb and a complement of the verb, and a subject verb object and complement of the object. Now, possessive verbs let us discuss. Subject, have, has, had. Whenever possessive verb comes, there must be noun takes place. Possessive verbs in the sense they discuss, they declare, they say about the possessiveness of the subject. Okay, having possession of the subjects. He has a bike. See, his subject has a means what he has. His position is a bike. He has a position means he is having a bike. That's the meaning. They have a house. See, they have a house. That means they are having a house. Means have has we use in present tense, and had. She had a car. She had a car means in the sense it is a telling about the past tense of the subject. Previously she had a car. Don't know now its position whether she has or not, but previously she had in the past. Had indicates about the past, having position of the subject in the past. In this way we can complete, we can declare these are the verb patterns.